Joining us now, Margaret Carlson. She is a contributing editor at the Washington Monthly. Margaret, great to see you here. All right, you just heard Alexis break down. It looks like there's some thorny issues with respect to potential statute of limitations, federal charges versus state charges. What's your big picture thought here?
I was listening. My assumption is that if it wasn't a felony, the indictment wouldn't have been brought. That the connection between the misdemeanor and the campaign finance has been made. You know, and just even those of us who don't know campaign finance law, and I include myself in that group, I think the underlying presumption of this is that if this had been known, if there hadn't been a payoff, somewhat illegal, probably campaign funds or Michael Cohen laundering some money, Trump wouldn't have been elected president. There's a good chance he wouldn't have been elected president if this had come out. So that's why I think they've got the goods to make it a felony.
All right. Well, let's think about the future here. The minute I heard this, I thought, okay, what are the implications for the stock market? I wasn't thinking of anything in particular, but then someone threw out the possibility, and I've been reading quite a bit about it today, that, of course, we have the debt ceiling negotiations going on. And with Trump, I would not say the presumptive nominee for the Republicans in a couple of years, probably nothing is presumptive as to what's happening or what would happen then. What do you think? How do you think this comes down in terms of the debt ceiling and any other political wrangling that there might be in the House and Senate?
You're so right. We can't make any presumptions right now. It probably doesn't affect the functioning of the House. We know where Kevin McCarthy stands. He stands totally foursquare behind Trump. I don't believe he thinks that this indictment is going to weaken his hand with the White House. He's a creature now of his right wing, the Marjorie Taylor Greene wing of his party, and they are adamantly opposed to raising the debt limit. How this is going to work out, no one knows, because, under Trump, the debt ceiling was lifted 3 times, no fuss. It always is a bargaining chip, and then it gets raised, because if you don't raise it, the United States defaults for the first time, and there's chaos in the financial markets. I think the market went up over 100 points today. I mean, it would fall thousands of points. It would be disastrous, and it would be so costly that in the end, I think the party that's arguing against raising it and trying to use it as a bargaining chip gives in. Also, by the way, let me just add,
sure,
McCarthy hasn't asked for anything specific. So Biden has put out a budget. McCarthy hasn't put out any specifics about where they would make these cuts that they want to make. So it's a real standoff now without even knowing what the bargaining chips are.
Yeah, let me ask you, in your opinion, or if you can cite the opinion of some experts that you're talking to, how does this affect Trump and his re-election or his election hopes for the future here? Is all publicity good publicity? This is going to get him his name in the press a lot, and I haven't seen, personally, I don't watch the news. I'm on Twitter. I don't see him on there. So he's been out of the news cycle for me for quite some time. I'm just wondering, in your opinion, does this get him back in it? And is it good for him?
As much as Trump wants us to think it's a good thing because it galvanizes his followers, the word indictment still carries a lot with it. And it's all negative, to most Americans. Now, maybe his hardcore followers are so enraged that they become more passionate about him. But I don't think there are enough of them for this to be the help that he said it was when Trump first heard that there was going to be an indictment and started fashioning his response to it. And I've been in a lot of courthouses. I've been in a lot of police stations. People there are hired for being stone-faced and being kind of unreachable. And when Trump goes for his fingerprinting and his DNA and other things, the idea that, it's not a situation where you say, do you know who I am? and then expect better treatment. Everybody gets the same treatment. And guess what? It's cold and unfeeling and a not good feeling. So that's what he goes through first. I think it chastens anyone to be on the wrong side of law enforcement as you go through the process, and he'll be busy. You can delay pretty much if you have high priced lawyers, you can delay for a while. But I don't know if you delay all the way through. I think there'll be appearances and other things that, will make him not look so good walking into a courthouse. When Paul Manafort was traipsing in and out, it didn't elevate him for most of us. As I said, there will be a hardcore that will be angered by it and will be more loyal. Well, but I don't think that's enough to win.